What's going on, y'all? This is RFBM, Raising the Financial Bar with Mar. And today I'm going to make a simple video, but very necessary, simply because I've seen a lot of misinformation about this, and this is something that you can easily do by yourself. So today I'm going to tell you how to apply for an EIN, aka Employee Identification Number, online. So what is an EIN? A employer identification number is a unique 9-digit number that is assigned to a business entity. So for all intents and purposes, a EIN is used to identify a business similarly to how you're identified with your social security number. And I can't stress this enough. This is a free service offered by the IRS, and you can get your EIN immediately. Now, aside from using your EIN to make a distinction between you and your business, it is imperative that you have one for reasons involving opening a business bank account. You may also need your EIN for applying for business licenses and filing your tax returns. Now, I do understand that there are many people that run their business structure as a sole proprietorship, and for the most part, as listed here on this section of the IRS website, it is not required that you have a EIN. And in addition, FYI, while many people do use their EIN to establish business credit, you do not need an EIN to establish business credit. However, if you do have concerns and are seriously considering getting an EIN when you have a sole proprietorship or even any other type of business structure, I would suggest you go on SBA.gov and check out some of the useful resources and information that they have on their website. If you go to the very bottom of this page, there is free business counseling. And if you use your zip code, you'll be able to find representatives within your local area. Now, also, before you apply for your EIN, you want to make sure that you register your business. Now, in Florida, we have sunbiz.org, which is the division of corporations where we have to submit our information to officially create our businesses. Now, rules and stipulations vary state by state, but just make sure you're doing your due diligence because some states require additional business licenses, permits, depending on the business structure and area that you are located. All right, so let's jump back into it. So now that we're on the IRS website, we're going to start the process to apply for an EIN. Once you've determined your eligibility and you understand the online application, you're going to jump right into clicking apply online now. All right, so the first thing you're going to see is this little disclosure. You could briefly read it, but you can go ahead and click that so that you can get that out the way. Moral of the story, government tracks everything. Go ahead and click OK. All right, so you have to complete this application in one session. So that means you are not able to save and return at a later time, which means that you're going to want to be able to complete this without any interruptions or any other obligations. You have to dedicate some time to complete this, but I promise you it's not a slow process. It's fairly simple. So you will receive your EIN immediately upon verification. It is strongly recommended that you install Adobe Reader before beginning the application, so keep that in mind. In addition to that, please review all of the restrictions under here that may affect your ability to complete and receive an EIN online through the IRS portal. Now, before you hit begin application, if you're not comfortable sending information over the internet, you can download the form SS4 as a PDF file and follow the instructions for an alternative way of applying, which would be via paper instead of going online. And again, the instructions will be listed online. They'll have all the descriptions necessary for any terms you might not understand. But here is a visual representation of what the form looks like. All right, so without further ado, let's go ahead and begin the application. So the first thing that you're going to see is what type of legal structure is applying for the EIN. In this case, for this example, I'm going to choose limited liability company. However, if you're a sole proprietor, partnership, corporation, estate, trust, or some other type of form, be sure to choose that option. Don't stress it. They have a description for each business structure. That way that you're sure you know which one that you're clicking on. And again, let me go back and make sure that I go ahead and click LLC before we go ahead and proceed forward. All right, so as you can see here, I went ahead and chose LLC, and it even has a breakdown of everything that an LLC is and what it is not. Go ahead and review all of the information there just to make sure that you chose the right structure. All right, hit continue. All right, so it's going to ask how many members are in the LLC. There's only one for me, so that would make me a single member LLC. And now it's going to ask what the physical location is of this business. I'm in Florida. I hit Florida. Then I proceed to continue. Same as before, it's going to provide some useful information, review, and then continue. So next page, it's asking why am I requesting an EIN for this LLC. In this case, I'm starting a new business. Otherwise, you choose the latter. So the next step is straightforward. It's just going to ask for your personal information. Go ahead and make sure you enter that all in properly. You don't want any processing errors. Side note, do you see that second option? That could have been you paying who knows what for a third party to apply for this. But yeah, jumping back into it, I'm just going to enter in all of my personal information. Once I've entered that, I go ahead and continue to the next page. And then I'm going to go ahead and add in my physical address where the business is located. Just a side note, you can use iPostal if you wanted to use a physical address that is virtual and isn't your primary residence. All right, so the next step here is they want a little bit more information about your LLC. In this example, I'm going to use my actual business, Mar Entertainment Enterprises LLC. Now, my trade name, also known as Doing Business As DBA, is Mar Entertainment, so that will be entered as well. I'm in Hillsborough County, Florida, and in addition to that, you'll enter your start date as well. Review your information carefully, hit continue. Next, go ahead and review all of these questions to make sure if they apply to you. In this case, none of these things did apply to me, so I went ahead and checked off no and proceeded. Now this part, you just have to be careful. It can be tricky when you don't see what fits in your category, but in my case, just because I do multiple things within my business, I went ahead and clicked other. So to clarify, my business is a service and it's multifaceted. I wish I had niched it down initially, but I do DJ servicing, photography, and videography. So I skipped past everything there, went into other, and just simply typed in entertainment. I think years ago in the past, I put business operator / multimedia. Maybe even musician / performer, but moving on. All right, so we're getting to a close. The next thing you want to do is go ahead and choose to receive your EIN online, which takes us to the final page. So you're just going to review all the information you submit. And I know you don't want any problems. So please, please, please make sure that you've inputted everything correctly. Also, if you see here, I highlighted this section because they recommend you print this page for your records because this will be the only copy of the application. And of course, my business already exists, so I can't hit submit on this. However, here's a look of what it's going to look like once you receive that IRS letter that reflects what your EIN is. Now, one last thing, keep a copy of this notice in your permanent records. This notice is issued only one time and the IRS will not be able to generate a duplicate copy for you. So when I had the EIN notice for my RFBM business, for some reason I misplaced it. I don't know where I saved it, hard drive, flash drive, email, but I did. And I reached out to the IRS multiple times for an additional copy, and maybe one of the reps were just telling me that they would, but I never received anything, and I tried my hardest. Moral of the story, just be careful. But that wraps it up. As always, I appreciate the support. If you find this content interesting or helpful, please give it a like, comment, subscribe, and just let me know if any of this is something that you're interested in me doing more information and topics on pertaining to just starting your business. Peace, love, blessings. Take care.
Our own mind has to be changed. We have to change our mind about ourselves.
Because this world is such a gimme. Everybody back off. You know, everybody's like taught that from school.
I don't come to bow, I come to conquer.